feces, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat, tears, grease, saliva, nasal mucus, and urine. Hi, I'm just reading the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, a sacred discourse given by the Buddha. The Buddha gave a teaching where he talked about observing sensations on the body and not reacting to them and just remaining objective, and it was a way of helping you achieve enlightenment. But for people that were so distracted by lust for the bodies of others that they couldn't even like sit and focus, he just added this bit in about how the body's gross and just listed all the shit in it. When you looked at someone else, instead of going, oh fucking hell, they're fit, you'd go, oh, they're just a big sack of phlegm. And that would help you to keep your mind balanced. I'm picturing like cushions on Etsy that have infinite space within and stuff just sort of stitched onto a cushion. And I really want to order one that just says a sack of phlegm. I recently got back from another meditation retreat, and this one was a bit different to the normal ones where you just do 10 days in complete silence, because on this one we were given a copy of the Mahasatipatthana Sutta, and you're only allowed to go on this more sort of studious course once you've done 3, I think it is, of the 10-day silent retreats. And that's why it's going more in depth about the Buddha's thoughts on your repulsive body. There's also like a whole long bit where he just talks about how you're going to die one day. I'll read that to you. When a monk sees a dead body that's been thrown on the ground, dead for a few days, swollen, blue and festering, he regards his own body and considers, indeed, this body is of the same nature. It will become like that and cannot escape it. Wow, do I get that point? And then he just keeps making it, even though it's super clear. Again, when a monk sees a dead body that has been thrown in the ground, being eaten by crows, being eaten by vultures, being eaten by falcons, being eaten by herons, being eaten by dogs, being eaten by tigers, being eaten by leopards, being eaten by jackals, being eaten by different kinds of creatures, could have just said that at the start, regarding his own body, considers, indeed, this body is of the same nature. It will become like that and cannot escape it. Again, when a monk sees a dead body that's been thrown in the ground, reduced to a skeleton with some flesh and blood attached to it, held together by tendons, he regards his own body and considers, this body is of the same nature. I get it. We're all gonna die. It just keeps going, like, and each time the body gets more decomposed. A monk sees a dead body that's been thrown in the ground, reduced to a skeleton without any flesh, but smeared with blood and held together by tendons, without any flesh or blood, just the tendons, reduced to disconnected bones scattered in all directions, here a bone of the hand, there a bone of the foot, here a bone of the ankle, there a bone of the knee, here a bone of the thigh, and there a bone of the pelvis, here a bone of the spine. I want to be like, yeah, I get it. He's like, no, I'm not done. There a bone of the shoulder, here a bone of the throat, there a bone of the chin. And okay, he said, oh, one minute, here a bone of the teeth, and there a bone of the skull. Regarding his own body, considers, indeed, this body is of the same nature, it will become like that and cannot escape it. Okay, yeah, cool, thanks, but I get it. Hold on, because again, when a monk sees a dead body that's been thrown in the ground, reduced to bleached bones of conch-like colour, and he regards his own, I get it, let me finish. And indeed, this body is of the same nature, it will become like that and cannot escape it. Yeah, classic sermon, thanks mate. Oh, I'm not done. Again, when a monk sees a dead body that's been thrown in the ground of bones that are piled up in a heap more than a year old, and he could, oh God, when he sees a dead body that's been thrown in the ground and the bones have rotted away to powder, and he thinks about his own body, yeah, I get it. I get your point. Also, apparently we develop psychic powers. News to me, didn't know about that. During the teaching in the evening, like little discourses, the teacher said there is a higher stage where you develop psychic powers and you can read minds, but that's much further along the path, so we don't worry about that right now. Hang on, excuse me, no questions at this time. I think yes questions at this time. You can't just casually go, oh yeah, psychic powers. I won't bother you with the details, it'll bore you. You should keep meditating. Why? You feel better and like eventually you can read minds, but that's not the reason. I think that is a reason. I was eating my lunch one of the day. Sorry about that. Recently I had, what did they call it? Coronavirus. I was eating my lunch in the middle of the meditation retreat, and I suddenly heard someone say, Alex. And obviously it's complete silence, right? So I don't know, am I supposed to, like, is this sabotage? Am I supposed to, if I look round, do I fail the test? And they go, shouldn't have reacted. I looked round, and the course manager was there, and he pulled his mask down, and he said, the assistant teacher wants to see you in the meditation hall at 12. I've done, as I say, 3 or 4 of these meditation retreats before. The teacher has never called me in for anything, and it was 11 at that point. And I went, okay, do you know what it's about? And he went, don't worry about it. Just keep meditating in the meantime. Like hell, I'm just going to spend the next hour wondering what the fuck I've done. We've Googled you, and you're no longer welcome to meditate at this retreat. You're banned from meditating. Do you imagine telling me that I'm banned from meditating? Oh, sorry, Superman, can you stop saving people? You're being really disruptive, and all the rest of the students are like finding it really hard to meditate. So we're just going to send you home early. Either my mum or Georgia had died, and they thought the meditation teacher would be the best person to break the news because he's the most compassionate, the most able to transmit that information to me in a way I can handle at this time. We've got a problem in the kitchen, and we heard that you once volunteered and became the head chef on a meditation retreat, so we'd like you to do that again, please. So that was the range. It went fully in my head from, we need you to save the retreat, to everyone you love is dead. Didn't do much meditation during that hour. I went in there at 12, and I sat down, and he went, so Alex, it's day 5. How you getting on? And I went, yeah, fine. Sort of waiting for like the twist. And, yeah, tell me about how much you're meditating. Yeah, the normal amount. Is it going well, is it? Yeah, because he can read my mind, remember? Watching this back, I just remembered that actually when he asked me, was it going well? I said, it's not going any worse than it normally does. And he went, okay, yeah, good. Any questions you've got for me while we're here? And I went, yeah. Why'd you call me in? Because thought I'd done something wrong. And he said, it's your first time on this more advanced course. There's a lot of more advanced, you know, teaching, all the stuff about the bones in the ground and everything. And we just wanted to check in and see if you were doing all right. Ah, it's fine, isn't it? And then we made a bit of small talk. He said, look, seems like everything's fallen into place for you in your personal life because you've just got, you know, about to get a new job. I got a new job. I'm not going to make a whole video about all of that. I'm just going to pull that band-aid off and tell you the gist, which is that I got a new job. Yesterday was my last day at my current job, and now I have a new job starting. It's exactly the same pay, but there's going to be more than just me doing tech there. So that's only an improvement. Also, it's super local, like I can be in the office and I can walk to work. And then at the end of the retreat, there was a sign that said there will be a tour of the meditation center at 1 p.m. This was on the last day, like the course had finished and everyone was just gearing up to leave and, you know, packing their bags and stuff. I was sat in the area about 1 o'clock and this guy came out and said, are you here for the tour? And I said, yeah, what is it a tour of? Because I just assumed I must have misunderstood. Bear in mind, the only people that were there were people that had just spent 10 days sitting there in silence. So there was no one he could show it to that hadn't already just lived there for a week and a half. And he said, it's a tour of the meditation center. And I said, this meditation center? And he said, yeah. And I went, well, I've just spent a week here. And he laughed and went, you probably know it better than I do. Alright, you're not getting my point though. But a few other people had gathered for this tour, and he had this sheet of paper that he held up and started reading like it's the only thing he'd ever read in his life, and he'd been made to recite it like every morning since he was born. And so he held this piece of paper and he went, welcome to the meditation center. This meditation center was built in 2006, when we announced a meditation center for European students. There was tremendous excitement. And then he said, several proposals were put forward for where to build the European Meditation Center. And after much debate, we were thrilled to announce that the foundations would be laid for this beautiful building in Germany. And then after planning permission fell through, we built it here. And then he said, now I will show you the pagoda. and we walked. I don't know how to demonstrate to you how little we walked, like maybe to where that shelf is, and there was like a gong, and there was a sort of gold structure on the grass. When it was announced that we were building a European meditation centre, we received gifts from lots of meditation, students across Europe. This gong was donated by a Belgian couple, and then here they pointed to like the golden thing on the grass. This will be the roof of the meditation hall once we fix the problems with zinc in the roof. This concludes the tour. Less than 5 minutes. It was a tour. It was a tour of a place that all of us had already just spent a week and a half, and he showed us a gong and a bit of roof, and it was so weird. I thought I dreamed it. But the next day I heard two people talking, and the first person said, "Have you seen the gong round the corner?" And the other person said, "Oh no, I haven't." And the first one said, "Oh yeah, I saw it on the tour," and they just started laughing. So I didn't make it up. So then I came home and carried on meditating, and then I got coronavirus, which I do not recommend. I spent like 3 or 4 days just being completely exhausted and achy and tired and sweaty and like just in pain and with no appetite. And the only good thing about it is that I lost my sense of taste, which meant that I didn't eat any unhealthy. I only made good choices. Like, what's the point of going, "Oh, I'm really in the mood for a pizza"? Well, no, I won't order one because I might as well just eat this broccoli because it's literally the same experience. So I ate really well. I hope it never comes back, my sense of taste. I'm never going to eat anything for any reason other than its nutritional value ever again. I remembered something that I was going to say and forgot about losing my sense of smell and taste, which is that my mum keeps offering me really smelly, like not smelly like disgusting, but strongly scented things. Every day she'll be like, "How about this?" and just went like a big candle under my nose, like, "What about this lavender oil?" It's like I can't, it's not like if anything's strong enough it'll break through and reactivate. It's like you've cut both my arms off and you're going, "You can pick this up though." No, it's gone. There's nothing there. But the result of that is that I haven't really been meditating because I've just been feeling very tired. I'm like basically fine now, except that I still feel a bit out of it and I still don't have my sense of smell and taste. But it's fine because at the time that I'm supposed to be meditating, I just imagine that I am. So if the meditation teacher is checking in on my signal, he's gonna just pick up on that wavelength, and I figure that'll pass for the real thing.